Being the father of a 23-year-old daughter today, my daughter's name is Alana, I learned a lot of things, but one of the things I did learn is children have an innate sense, almost like a radar, to, with absolute certainty, to find the next pile of dirt or the next big puddle of mud. And as we think about all the little faces and the mud faces, they are very loving, they're cute, sometimes a little gross. But in the end, they're very childishly loving. So look at this little guy. Adorable, right? I want you to go up to him now and think about, does he know what he wants to be when he grows up? You've been asked that question before. So it seems disruptive, it seems inappropriate. It doesn't seem very caring to ask him that question. So let me ask you this question. What do you want to be when you grow up? The question alone is like this huge rocket launcher. It's like that launch pack we're being packed into, and we start our journey. And from here on out, that question, that underlying question, occupies us all the time. Because that's the way we're wired. Fundamental question for us is fight or flight. It's survival. So as we get older then, what happens is we're being asked to develop a plan, to chart a map, to figure out where we want to go. So what happens is we're drawing the next chapter. We're going from launch point A to B to C to D. And we better know where we're going because that's what they tell us. So that's the asker for the askee charting the map. So someone else for someone else. It's idealistic, isn't it? So go ask children in terms of what they want to be when they grow up. And you will get all kinds of answers. You will get a ballerina, a fireman, a pilot, even a princess becomes a profession, a lifelong calling. When I was little, I used to love to go with my father and my father's driver to the gas station. And the reason was very simple. When I was little, I wanted to be a gas station attendant. And I went with my father and the driver because I capsized at the gas station, that long, little, beautiful wiper with the blade and with a gas tank fill-up. When I was little, it was common that the front and back window was being cleaned. I perfected it streak-free, but not just front and back. I did all 4 side windows as well. And we had then an Audi. There was 2 more windows in the front. It made 6 on the side and 2 front and back. I perfected it. Streak-free, my art. I did learn something from it. Today, still with similar obsession, whoever observes me putting Nutella on a slice of toast, with similar obsession, I do exactly that. As we journey along, and we're being fired out of this rocket launcher, we suddenly realize that we're supposed to make a commitment. And we're being talked about that talk to commit. That sledgehammer comes down. And it generates a lot of anxiety for us. We don't know where to turn. And many of you remember that exact talk. And for some of you, you are arriving at that point right now. See, children are very much in a direction. We're pointing you in the direction. We're being pointed in a direction. If we don't make a commitment, we are lost. We have no grounding, like this guy floating in space, because we have not declared what we want to do. We are declared lost. We have no plan. We have not committed because we haven't answered the question yet, what we want to be when we grow up. When we think about what children do, children are all about discovery. Children even go to the point of finding dirt to build dirt smoothies. Children are all about discovery. Children are all about going along, and as they develop the plan, it is day by day, it's discovery and finding out more. Look at her. She is putting it together, and there she is. Again, we try to make a plan. We, for them, that's what they tell us. But what we do know inherently, children are all about curiosity. As parents, we know it's all about curiosity and wonder. So what if we would all commit to discover and rediscover for ourselves exactly that? Commit to rediscovering curiosity and wonder, because we know that's what we were as children and what children are all about. What about if we would reconnect with that inner child of ours that I know you all felt when you saw all these pictures? What about not allowing anyone to take away from us that curiosity and wonder and the childful play that we all have inside us? So, does that answer the question for you? What do you want to be when you grow up? My father still today doesn't understand what I do. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm overcommitted, too many ventures. My father is 88 years old, and he can't get that picture into his lens, into his picture finder, because he's a traditionalist. When I think about the way my generation grew up, were we typecast into a job role? Were we asked to be playing a particular role, like an actor in a movie, just different role in different movies, but the same typecast and the same type of role? As we get older, we start realizing that, again, we have to plan a map. We are asked to chart the map. You, point A to B to C to D, somewhere in there. If we don't complete that journey, we are declared a failure. We are declared lost, like the guy in space. So, when you then think about education and all the things you learn, then education, I'm not telling you to ignore it, but the reality is it's an application. It's your application. Don't do things for norm. Don't do things just to complete someone else's map. Don't do it because somebody tells you to and draws up that map for you. Do it because you are finding curiosity and wonder along the way. See, to me, there's a basic description of a passion formula. When you wake up in the nighttime, when you can't sleep, because there's that one thing, that one piece that doesn't let you sleep, you want to know more about it, that something, and you want to learn more about it, you want to know more about it, ask more questions about it. That's what the basic passion formula is all about. If that happens to you, hold on to that. Because what happens is all the education you get, yes, go get a great education, yes, study, but all the education you have turns into an application, your application. And that application, apply it into something meaningful. Apply it into something which does not let you sleep at night. Something which keeps you up, makes you curious and wondrous. See, when you think about all the things we have, all the great inspirations, the great dreams, the great wonders, they all have been created by some guy who was very committed. Committed not to you, to me, or anyone else. committed to themselves, the idea, the ideation, the innovation, and the creation of something that we all sit in today, that we move in on a day-to-day basis, probably a lone nut. And what they created is something that they only had a commitment to themselves, to develop, to innovate, and to create. So I want you to take away 3 things today. 1, I want you to shift from judgment to curiosity and wonder. Because think about, if we would not think about judgment and shift to curiosity and wonder, instead of asking in anger, disappointment, disbelief, and dismissal, in fear and anxiety, we would ask the question of why is something one way, or why does someone do one thing in a particular manner? We would change humanity. Think about how you would affect humanity differently if you would shift from anger and judgment to curiosity and wonder. So 1, shift from anger and judgment to curiosity and wonder. 2, discover and commit to your own passion, what you discover along the way. And most importantly, because we've learned it from children, do eat a lot more dirt. Thank you.